Hello, and welcome. This video is in black and white. I call it grayscale. It's the night vision mode from the security cameras that I can make it night vision even during the day manually, as I did quite often. So this is just a short video, 7 minutes and 21 seconds, to show you I have a layout that I started where I had sand on the left-hand side, half the terrarium, and the right-hand side bedding. So I had laid down, there you see now, I laid down his biggest table, which is 15 inches long by 7 to 8 inches wide, and to hold back all the bedding that was quite deep, like 8 inches deep anyway. And I stopped doing that because I find it's bad for them to breathe. So I made underground tubing and homemade cardboard tubings that I'd cut in half and stretched open, Value Village little homes that I'd bought and things that I bought for him to climb into as a cave, smaller vases and things that he didn't have to do tunneling, that he had those underground to go from one to the other and not breathe all that crap in. I learned that it was the white bedding is the worst. It's the dustiest, even though it says dust free, it's not. Now that's his tree house laid down with the plexiglass, and he goes underground with tubing leading to the entrance to get into it. He went into it a few times to sleep, but mostly he slept where he's going to go now, there, and the little small things that I had underground for him. Now this is the vase that if you lay it down, it's a snail shape. If you lay it down, where he's coming through the narrow part right now on the left side, look at the top of it, how narrow it is. The right side's quite fat. Now, in the beginning, I had Amazon potty pellets, and they helped him to urinate in one area only, and he was trained quite well. Once I stopped buying those, he decided he was going to use this home, and the fattest part, the bedding, he was going to pee on that. So he wouldn't have to travel far during the night, or the day, I mean, when he was sleeping. And he could still hide from what he thinks his predators might be out there and urinate there, have his bathroom right in his home. And so every day and a half, I would pull that out and I would scalding hot water, dry it, make sure it's dry so that the bedding doesn't get wet or damp. And so that's what I did. Now, on the left side, I had all sand, and I took that out, and I'll tell you why in a moment. It was half the terrarium was sand, 3 inches deep. Now, see up there, I have parchment paper. At the time, that's all I had, and I put that up for privacy and glare of the sunlight coming in and reflecting my home, as well as me walking by, PJs on, negligee, housecoat, whatever. And so that was my privacy of walking by or spending time on that part of my home. Now, since that wasn't just until I could get something that I did do and I put on the back, and I'll tell you in a future video. Now, I bought on Amazon a box, and it was $92 of a well-known brand of sand, the red reptile sand. Now, I did buy a smaller bag before reptile sand, and it wasn't quite as red or dusty. Now, this was very, very dusty. The bigger amount that you buy, the more dust there is in there. Also, small, fine pebbles. Now, you pay by the weight, and they put a lot of that in that big box. So therefore, I was paying for weighted. And the fine sand that was in there was way too dusty for him. And I didn't want him breathing that in because his body fur was becoming so red, walking in it, unlike what I had in a sand bath previous to that. So now this is just strictly potty in his bathhouse, one half to keep the dust down from it, and the other half bedding in the little fishbowl that I bought at the dollar store. Now, see what I mean? It's a small fish bowl, and he'll use half to sleep and half to urinate. And I'm pulling that urine out every day from there because it's a lot smaller than this here, and this one every day and a half, and changing that spot cleaning, they call it. Now you'll see him go under that table, or you did see him go under that plate there, which has another table, and it's 8 inches deep there. And then I had the table, this 15 inches long table, 7 inches deep, dividing the treehouse and the deep bedding on this half from the sand. Then I took the sand out and I put the large sand bowl dish back there. Now that he had been used to living in my home, knowing that there's no predators but me and company that he hears occasionally, that he was safe. So I put it back. He would walk across it. He still wouldn't use it to bathe in. So I ended up going where in the protective mode, small fishbowl again. And he was using half the sand bath as urine, half as sleeping. So I decided to put just sand on half where he was urinating, which is always on the right side, and the left side bedding. Now I know most of you are bored seeing pretty well same old, but it helps people starting out to get ideas of a lot of stuff you can get from Value Village, as I have. Everything that you see except for the ladders and the fences and the wheel is from Value Village, and the back wall, that's from the dollar store. Anyway, I will tell you more about the back wall in the future, the changes, when we get into showing the new tunnel tubing, not the green, but the colored plastic little ones that he doesn't prefer. He prefers the big green Timu, but I purchased them at 4-inch diameter tubes he prefers. I've pretty much went through and put out April, May, June videos. Now we have the other ones to come out before Christmas up to September. Anyway, have a nice day and take care. Bye now.